khichdi. Now first I've taken 1 cup of moong dal and 1 cup of rice. I've washed it thoroughly and then I'm going to soak it for at least about 15 to 20 minutes and then pressure cook it for about 1 whistle on high and simmer for 10 to 15 minutes. Then you'll get this real mushy kind of dal and rice mixture. Now you could go with tur dal also. Now the other ingredients are here. I have about 5 to 6 cloves of garlic chopped finely, 1 inch of ginger chopped finely, 1 medium sized onion chopped finely, a few curry leaves, about half a cup of fresh coriander. Now this is optional, but this is a kanda lasoon masala. I'm just going to use about 1 teaspoon. Then I have half a teaspoon of haldi, 1 teaspoon of heenga, 1 teaspoon of rye and 1 teaspoon of cumin seeds. Some salt to taste and a little bit of lemon juice. And for the tadka, I'm going to use again about 2 to 3 chopped cloves of garlic as well as some dried red chilies. So here I've heated about 1.5 tablespoon of ghee or clarified butter. You can also go with oil. Now I'm going to just put in my mustard seeds and my cumin, and I'm just going to let the mustard seeds pop a bit. Then I'm going to add my curry leaves. Next goes in the chopped up garlic. Now I'm making this in my pressure cooker because I am going to again pressure cook it to get that lovely mushiness to the dal. And then I'm going to add the ginger. Now all ingredients with their exact measurements are in the description box below. Now we're going to fry all of this really well till all the rawness of the garlic and the ginger go away. Next I'm going to add the heenga or asafoetida. Next goes in the turmeric or the haldi. Next goes in just about a half a teaspoon of this kanda lasoon masala. Now this is easily available if you go to these masala stores, where they themselves make the masalas, the ground masalas and sell them. Most of them, every market has one where they make their own home ground masala. So here you might have a chance of getting this kanda lasoon masala. And of course then I've added my onions, and I'm going to fry everything really well. Now if you don't have the kanda lasoon masala, you can just add maybe a pinch of garam masala. Now I'm going to add my mashed up dal and rice. So like I said, I've gone with moong dal, but you can also go with tur dal. It can be made with either of the two. Now this dal khichdi is really, it's so heartwarming and it's like a real soul food, and it's just delicious. You have to make it if you haven't already. And then I'm going to add about a cup of water because this is a very mushy kind of recipe. For those of you who know what risotto is, this is very similar to risotto in the sense of the consistency. You want that lovely warm and lovely soothing kind of meal, and that is dal khichdi. So now I'm going to add a little bit of salt to taste. And then I'm just going to pressure cook it for just 1 whistle on high, and then I'm going to just completely put the cooker off, and then I'm just going to mix up everything. After the cooker has cooled down, I'm going to just put it on a low heat for once, and now I'm going to be making the tadka. So now I've put the gas off completely off the khichdi, and now I've just taken about 1 tablespoon of ghee. Now, for this you really need to add ghee for the tadka because that just adds this amazing flavor. Don't put oil, guys. Put ghee or clarified butter for the tadka. And now I'm just going to add about 2 to 3 cloves of garlic, which I've chopped up very fine. And I'm going to add about 3 dried red chilies, which I've chopped up again. Let the red chilies and the garlic really fry well, and just pour it over this dal khichdi, and then garnish it with some coriander and just mix everything well together. And then when you're going to be serving it, just drizzle a little bit of clarified butter or ghee again, which is completely optional, and some lovely lemon juice, and you're all set, guys. It's just heaven in a bowl. So I hope you try out this recipe. Do let me know in the comments section. I'm waiting to hear from you guys. But this is what I call soul food, and I hope you like it too. Now, if here I've taken one bottle gourd or dudi, washed it well, and now I'm going to peel it using a potato peeler. Now, dudi is one thing you should always, peel it only when you're ready to make the vegetable, otherwise it discolors, just like potato. So peel the dudi really well, and always buy a dudi which looks very, very light green in color, not very dark, and they are not very thick either. And of course, always taste your dudi, because if it's bitter, you should discard it. Now I'm just going to cut it up into cubes and put it into a bowl. The leaner the dudi, the much more tastier it is. So this is our dudi. I got about half a cup. Now we're going to use one medium chopped onion, half or 1/4 cup of freshly grated coconut, a few curry leaves, and 2 green chilies that I've just slit. 1/4 teaspoon of mustard seeds. Now in a pan, I'm just going to add 1 teaspoon of oil, or you can go with half a teaspoon of oil. Once the oil is hot, I'm going to add the mustard seeds. Now I'm going to add the curry leaves, saute them a bit. Then the green chilies. The onion. And you're going to saute everything really well. Now you're going to add the dudi. Mix it up well with the bagar. Cover and cook it for about 8 minutes on a low to medium flame, stirring in intervals. Now the dudi itself releases some moisture or water, so it cooks very well. Now I'm just going to add 1/4 cup of water to help the cooking process, or to fasten the cooking process. And now you can see that all of the water has been absorbed by the dudi, and the dudi is nice and cooked. So now we have to add some coconut and some salt to taste, and just mix everything well, and your dudi bhaji is all ready. Just cook it for another half a minute and then turn off the flame, and your simple dudi bhaji is ready. Today's takku recipe. Now here I have 2 medium-sized kairis or raw mangoes which I've peeled and I've grated. This is about 5 tablespoons of grated gur, some Kashmiri red chili powder, some ready-made mango powder, mango pickle powder, and some salt to taste. Now I'm going to add this ready-made mango pickle powder, which is easily available. You can buy any brand. And then I'm going to add the Kashmiri chili powder. Now all of the measurements are going to be there in the description box below of all the ingredients, so be sure to check it out. Then I'm adding some salt to taste. And I'm going to add this jaggery or grated gur. Now you can use a knife and just cut up the gur into very small pieces. Now we're going to give everything a very good mix. And then we're just going to cover this entire mixture and leave it at room temperature for at least 2 to 2.5 hours. So give everything a very good mix. So this pickle, for those of you who don't know what takku is, it's a kind of a sweet and a little spicy pickle, and it goes extremely well with amti bhat or just plain pori or even with varan bhat. It's just a very it's just an amazing pickle. So now this is what your mixture will look like before you keep it for 2.5 hours. Then we're just going to give it a fodni or a tadka with our regular fodni ingredients, that is methi seeds, then some mustard seeds and some hinga, and just very little oil. I've used just about 1 to 1.5 tablespoon of oil. Now after the mixture has sat for 2 to 3 hours, you will see that all of the jaggery or the gur has just melted away, and you will get this kind of a mixture. So even if you mix the mixture together, you'll not find any particles of the gur. It just totally dissolves. So now I'm going to heat my 1.5 tablespoons of oil in this cuddler or this small tadka pan. And when our oil is nice and smoking hot on a low to medium flame, we're just going to add these few methi seeds. Then we're going to add some asafoetida or hinga, and then we're going to add mustard seeds, mori or rye. So keep your mixture ready. It's such a super simple recipe, and the end result is delicious. And this pickle has a long shelf life also. So you can keep it at room temperature for, better to keep it in a dark, cool place for about 3 to 4 days, and then you can refrigerate it. But it lasts for a long time, and it's really, really amazing. And there's very little oil also used in this pickle. Now you can see that my oil has actually started, to smoke. So I'm just going to add my mustard seeds. Then I'm going to add my methi seeds. And last but not the least, my hing powder or my asafoetida. Just going to mix everything nicely. Turn off my flame. And then I'm going to let the oil come to room temperature. So now with so many of the raw mangoes or kairis available, you can make all these lovely pickles. And I'm also going to come up with another recipe which is a raw mango drink, which is called panha. So look out for that recipe. It's coming out soon. And then once the tadka or the fortni has come to room temperature, I'm just going to add it to my mango mixture. See that you get all of that lovely fortni into the mixture, and then mix it very, very well so the entire mixture is coated with this tadka or this fortni. The aroma of this takku is also mind-blowing. It's just amazing. And you don't even have to keep this for a very long time before you can actually start having it. It's just an instant pickle. You can have it right away. And then just take a nice, clean, dry bottle. If you're able to, sun dry your bottles, that is also great. And then, fill this pickle up. That's a good tip I'd like to give you here, that if you're able to keep your bottles, either on your terrace top or on your balconies or your shelves where you get a lot of sunlight, it's before, you put your pickle in the bottles, it has a longer shelf life. So try to get your bottles very, very clean, very dry, and that will increase the shelf life of your pickles too. So friends, here it is, this lovely sweet mango pickle with a little bit of spice to it.